technology firm that provides cloud workload protection, threat intelligence, and cyber fraud response service. I don't know what the fuck any of that means. Cool. When the outage occurred, American Airlines, United, and Delta asked the FAA to ground stop on all flights, according to alert from the FAA on Friday morning. And as of 7:45 a.m., 1,000 flights have been canceled. That's actually higher now. Hospitals have also been affected. Mass General, Birmingham, and Boston, Massachusetts, canceled all elective surgeries. And Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center in Avondale, Ohio, also reported some disruptions. Affected some Microsoft apps and services, the Department of Justice, Berlin Airport in Germany, Gatwick Airport in the UK, and the London Stock Exchange. So, yeah.
I guess anything that this company was doing these services for, I mean, all of them went down suddenly. Unless you have Mac or Linux, I guess things were fine.
Yeah, I wonder if they checked if it was plugged in, because sometimes that's what'll happen, you know.
Dude, updates just do that sometimes. But it's kind of crazy to think about it, because, like, you know, maybe if you've updated Windows, you've had a thing where, oh shit, my computer won't boot. I have to go into the BIOS or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like it sounds like that's what
I got
did.
a few of them doing that.
Like, oh shit, that updated more.
Think.
Yeah. Here's some more side effects of this that they're tracking here. In Alaska, many 911 and non-emergency call centers were not functioning across the state.
Got at least I think a couple doing that.
911 services were down overnight in New Hampshire as well.
Damn ass flies.
New York City officials have said that emergency services are fully operational and have not been impacted. Superior Court of Los Angeles is also experiencing significant system-wide connectivity issues, impacting the court's ability to conduct business.
Jeez.
Remote hearings scheduled for Friday have been rescheduled, and all parties
notified. Started this like right when they kind of talked about what happened, but there was like some internet shit that happened. A massive crash with Microsoft and CrowdStrike or something.
Like this company, if someone can get into this network with these networks or get some sort of permission, it sounds like they can hold the fucking the global finance industry, airlines hostage, and probably pretty much get them to pay whatever the fuck. Yeah, give us $1 billion, or your guys' shit just won't work. You can't fly anywhere.
Yeah, give us $1 billion, or it's game over for you, bitch. So yeah, I mean, it's the DOJ said that they're among the businesses and government users worldwide that have been affected. Law enforcement has been notified, to look out for these problems. Hospitals, Catholic health system, which is a lot of hospitals in America, is still facing outages as well.
Jeez, these outages are fucking wild, bro.
Yeah, that is a fucking clusterfuck.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd be like, wake up and be like, oh yeah, the internet had a bunch of fucking crazy shit happen today. It's like, there is no chill, is there?
So yeah, there's a pretty big fucking...
There's no way to chill, is there?
I don't know. Like, somebody, like I said, a whole team of people probably got fired off of this shit. This is a pretty big deal, and it just goes to show you how tenuous our fucking system is. Like, something like this almost shut down the fucking global... economy.
Well, the more layers of
which I think is kind of insane that so much of our economy is like kind of tied to something so fragile like this. You'd think there'd be like backup servers or like some sort of a backup.
So this is,
despite this,
cover this earlier because we didn't get a chance to cover it. We, of course, were not live last week when this broke, and it's now kind of like old ass fucking news. But
old news.
Worth, I think, discussing. This is the judge dismissing the classified documents case against Donald Trump. This was a big part of those federal indictments that Trump was facing. Now just completely dismissed. A federal judge on Monday dismissed the classified documents case against Donald Trump. A shock ruling that clears away one of the major legal challenges facing the former president. The 93-page ruling, District Judge Eileen Cannon...
And especially after last Saturday, I mean, with last week, I think this is just basically kind of like another set in stone thing about him. A lot of shit been going his way.
In the end, it seems the executive's growing comfort in appointing regulatory special counsels in the more recent era has followed an ad hoc pattern with little judicial scrutiny, Cannon wrote. The ruling by Cannon, a judge Trump appointed in 2020,
And she is a Trumpist judge, though. I mean,
of course she is.
Appointed by Trump
So
herself,
on the
so.
first day of the Republican National Convention, I mean, it was just another big pop for Trump, right? He beats the rap on this, at least. Goes into the RNC. Scotty and I already talked about that at the beginning. And we
Got
covered
you
the
for
whole
sure.
thing last night, or at least
What about
the
you?
last night of it. And it was a pretty resounding success according to my estimations. Also, the
Fucking
field
flies,
on
dude.
Trump's life over the weekend. I mean, it's just sent Trump's story into the news cycle in a way that was like all positive, and it's right on the heels of Joe Biden, all negative, right?
It's like how's it go for Biden? All bad.
Get
How's
these
it go for
fucking
Trump? All
liars.
good.
Ah.
I mean, besides them trying to kill him, obviously that was bad for him, but him surviving, obviously good for him.
Yeah. Even though a trial before the presidential election was considered highly unlikely, many legal experts reviewed the classified documents case.
Dude, I hate these hexagonal lighters, dude. They're so fucking shitty.
I mean, he pretty much did that one. I mean, there was like almost no way to deny it either.
Trump on Truth Social said the dismissal should just be the first step, as he called for the other cases facing him also to be dismissed, claiming that the other charges were political attacks. In a statement Monday evening, Peter Carr, spokesman for the special counsel's office, said that the Justice Department has approved plans to appeal. The dismissal of the case deviates from the uniform conclusion of all previous courts to have considered the issue that the Attorney General is statutorily authorized to appoint a special counsel. The Justice Department has authorized the special counsel to appeal the court's order. So they're gonna.
Oh man, this sounds like the most tenuous legal shit you could ever fucking muster.
I mean, because the judge that's looking at any appeal is going to consider Eileen Cannon's 93-page ruling. So it's a blow, right? It's a legal maneuver to appeal a decision like this, but it's not guaranteed.
And also, with the Supreme Court basically making anything that the president does during their administration, like official presidential acts, essentially, that pretty much means they're above the law. So, or at least, it adds like legal ambiguity what is or isn't lawful in comparison to what a president does. So thus, like this kind of shit, and now it just pretty much doesn't really mean shit anymore. As much as I don't want it to be, but pretty much any of these cases, court proceedings on him, pretty much don't mean shit no more.
And it definitely frees Trump up from having to face this before he becomes the president and can just pardon himself. So, you know what I mean?
Like, I mean, especially on the back of that Supreme Court ruling. I mean, even though that's not, who knows? I can imagine the Trump court making an argument like, oh yeah, like that wasn't an official act when he took those documents because he has a right being former president or something. Like they'll just fucking find some crazy legal interpretation to make it how fucking legal Trump did. I mean, we already saw that when they were like, "Oh, president, if it's an official act, I mean, I think people were kind of naive when they thought that, especially the way that our country's been going for the last fucking 50 years, that the courts would say, you know what, we're going to put a strong check on the president. I mean,
especially after what happened with like the raid that Trump did, getting all those documents and stuff. Like, it's pretty obvious that like it's not official acts and shit. And the idea of being able that like a president could just take whatever the fuck they want, kind of, on their way out is pretty ridiculous and insane. It's okay. Like, there's already like kind of something in places, where presidents could still keep documents and certain things, but there's like a certain procedure with all this shit.
Yeah, probably so. But I mean, I wasn't expecting this court to do that.
Yeah. We forgot to pimp this stuff. Join our Patreon now. At the end of this month, we'll be doing our Vosh, the Vauntlet, or the VDS Gauntlet, as we're calling it. You know me, I have a horrible case of VDS. I hate that motherfucker, and we're going to be watching 6 hours.
That might just be the 6-hour Paul is angry.
Honestly, I kind of hope that it ends up finally putting a bow on Voosh a little bit, I think, with Paul. Because I kind of would want him to kind of like start ripping up into Zan a little. He's a small bean, but it'd be fun.
Stroke. You might watch me die. I don't know.
I mean, I would argue that like Zen would probably make him a lot more angry.
That's the easiest gauntlet match you've ever done. We'll just like do cardboard cutouts and be like, all right, Paul, we're here. And then Paul's like, what do you guys think?
And
according
the last time I checked, we need about 400 new paying patrons to get to this manatee gauntlet. And I'm telling you, we've discussed it. We've discussed it. And if we don't get it by the end of the month, the manatee is dead as far as we're concerned. We're just not going to mention him anymore because you know what? Like this idea that we've had in our head that like maybe someday we can cover him and people will get really jazzed about it. It doesn't seem people care anymore. And that's good for us because we don't care anymore.
Which, you know, honestly, like when it first propped up with this idea of a manatee gauntlet, I was excited, but because it's just never happened and it still hasn't, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, man, either make it happen or don't. And I don't think, you know, they're going to get 400 patrons by the end of this month.
But hey, if you do care, if you want to see give a send off to the manatee worthy of the manatee, looking at all his old stuff, looking at all his new stuff, talking about how we feel all these years later, you need that in your life. The only way you're getting it is for you and your friends to become Pessimist Productions patrons right now. Links in the description.
I had my moment, you know, with the manatee gauntlet idea, but
just do it. Otherwise, I don't want to hear anybody crying.
Brett Keanes is alive. Yes, Brett Keanes is alive.
Yes, he is, but not for long.
But not for long.
The manatee is on life support here on this show, which we know is his life.
What's that? Brett.
Manatee needs you to give us money if you ever want to hear us say his name again. Because I'm telling you, after this, it's full bands. When you guys come breezing through my personal streams going like, situation, it's going to be a perma.
Oh, damn.
Like, Brett is gone. Like, if you don't make it this time, we have done everything possible to be, you know, straight
nostalgia talks, the waves. I remember when they were doing the grease traps and sloppy seconds, and they'll talk about Brett and every now and then there.
You know what I mean? Unless you get out the
path. You guys come out, yeah.
You know, I'm willing to bet, like, out of all the times on DFF they did talk about Brett, I bet it would collectively become like a manatee gauntlet, and they might as well just like find every mentioning of Brett and just like clip it. And clip it all together, and that's the gauntlet. There you go. Just give him that. Just give us that. If no one's willing to get the real gauntlet, then fuck it. That's what they get.
10,000 volts right in the heart. It's over. It's Jover.
Jover, dude.
Just letting you know. Here's a story that I thought was interesting. This is what the Secret Service and the FBI had to say to Congress about the Trump assassination.
Whoa.
A lot of people were wondering, like, how this even went down. Like, how did a dude end up on a roof that was like 100 yards from the president, that was
fucking
covered apparently for long enough for this guy to set up a tripod and to get a sniper shot off on the president?
Some stuff that I have read about him being on the roof is that what I heard was that police were using the building he was in or he was on top of for staging. So when they saw someone on the roof, the Secret Service, the snipers saw it, and they were trying to figure out, was this person a police officer? Was this person meant to be there?
Right. You know, that would explain why maybe, you know, like the scouts with that counter sniper team probably were wondering, like, who the fuck is this? Because if there was, like, officers and Secret Service agents in the building and while where this kid was climbing up on, that could probably explain why some people, at least on the law enforcement Secret Service side, are like, huh? Like, you know, there, you know, because it does, I think, actually validate the idea of a poor judgment call, because they made a poor judgment call thinking that there might have been a local cop or another agent, possibly, you know, from a distance, even with binoculars, they couldn't really see, especially if the tree, you know, that was partially in their line of sight was kind of obscuring some of the view. I mean, that actually does make sense.
At first, when he started firing on Trump, they just killed him, obviously.
Right. There was like confusion as to whether he was part of the police force.
Yes, there was confusion for sure.
So I mean, that's retarded.
I think initially.
Yeah.
Okay, but then I think a police officer did go up the roof and try to approach this guy. Well, they said he used the ladder, but then I later read a report that he used an air conditioning unit to climb onto the roof. And then when he was confronted, he basically, the cop that confronted him, like, what are you doing? He pointed the gun at him, and he was like, okay, I'm getting down, I'm fucking taking cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And then, so that sped up his plan. And then, of course, Trump's just insane fucking luck.
Which, honestly, I bet if that cop didn't, like, take cover and drop off the ledge of that roof and went like, oh shit, it fell off, you know, whatever, I'm pretty sure he, you know, like those first shots would have been at that officer and would have like took a one for a team. I mentioned it before, and you know, I'm pretty sure like given that circumstance, if that were to happen, you know, nothing would have happened to Trump.
Just crazy. I mean, just a crazy.
I mean, if you like you know, we might even fucking pull it where it just shows there's like a fucking thing that shows where the bullet is, like that tracks the bullet and tracks his head. And it's literally like if he doesn't move, he's dead. If he does. I mean, it's just I don't even know how you survive something like that besides just being fucking insanely lucky.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, it pretty much is like insane luck.
I got these pictures of it. Trump.
There's that picture of the bullet that the New York Times got of like whizzing behind, like a bullet just going.
Yeah.
And it was the one bullet too that grazed his ear.
Dude, Paul is gonna rage out the entire.
It's gonna be bad, bro.
Dude, Paul's gonna have to do like they tell like runners, man. Like, wouldn't be like, hey, there's some like shit going on. Like, yeah, let's never put Trump up there.
Shit. I want it. God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a fucking miracle, but it is wild how close he came to getting fucking killed.
It's just the probability is very low that someone's going to move to the right spot if someone fires a bullet at them. You know, it's just like that's some fucking Neo shit. I mean, obviously, like Neo, it's like the Matrix can slow down time and shit. It's like, oh, let me just move. Oh, the bullet didn't get me. It's like that's just crazy.
Yeah,
just for looking at a chart too.
Their feet up on the VDS gauntlet. It's true.
Oh my god, yeah, that is going to be a pretty. I mean, I'm not going to say we're not going to do anything, but it's going to be like Scotty speaking time, 30 minutes. TJ speaking time, 30 minutes. Paul speaking time, 5 hours.
Okay, so this is the timeline provided by law enforcement and the Secret Service on that day, provided by Congress. 5:51 p.m., the U.S. Secret Service notified of a suspicious person with a rangefinder on the outer perimeter. 5:52 p.m., the U.S. Secret Service security room disseminated info to the U.S. Secret Service counter sniper response team and an additional response agents on the ground. So that's 1 minute. By 6 p.m., Trump's already on stage. So I don't know why they didn't stop him. If they counter.
Yeah, that seems a little. I mean, my assumption is that they probably just assumed it was like someone with rangefinder to use binoculars, and you know, while suspicious, probably didn't immediately raise red flags.
I mean, who the fuck wouldn't be like, hey, there's some like shit.
Because I know this kid was, you know, kind of checking the place out before Trump did go on stage. You know, while I think there's like a couple other speakers. So, I mean, he did at least like check the place out, probably with a rangefinder, just kind of get an idea about like how far he is, from where he would set up and shit. My guess.
Yeah, let's never put Trump up there, right?
He's up there for 10 minutes, and the counter sniper unit is informed that the local police were addressing an issue on the outer perimeter. 6:11 p.m., Trump's site agent contacted their USSS counterpart to inquire about the issue on the outer perimeter, and shots are fired. Yeah, so
shit.
FBI Director Paul Abate walked members through the suspect's movements ahead of the attack on July 13th. A source on the call confirmed to Axios. Search where. So the guy the guy searched this. Search where will Trump speak from on Saturday the 13th, and when is the DNC convention? The man traveled to Butler to get an advance of the venue, and he remained there for 20 minutes. Okay. On July 11th, he searched Butler farm show photos. July 12th, he went to the Clairton Sportsman Club where he shot 2 firearms. On the 13th, he searched Trump Rally, Butler, PA, and Allegheny Arms. At 10 a.m., he revisited the Butler Farm Show grounds and was there for 70 minutes.
I'm guessing Allegheny Arms is probably like a local shop.
At 1:30 p.m., he returned to his home, and his father provided him a rifle for the purpose of what he believed was to go back to the Sportsman's Club to shoot. At 1:54, the suspect purchased 50 rounds of ammunition and traveled back to the fairgrounds. Officials said at the briefing that they've started putting together a profile of the suspect. He lived at home with his parents and a sister. Family members described him as fairly intelligent, a loner, and a little odd. He never discussed politics or expressed any political ideology. He took
Well, I think, from my understanding, that's a little kind of inaccurate because there's classmates that have mentioned that he's talked politics with them before, but not all of them.
Courses at a guns range where instructor recalls that he was quiet, non-aggressive, and a loner. The intrigue. The shooter used 3 encrypted platforms in Germany, New Zealand, and Belgium.
Oh.
Huh.
The FBI uncovered a number of the shooter's searches for images of public figures of a variety, including both President Biden and former President Trump, and some limited online activity reflecting the subject's state of mind, but noted encrypted communications have limited their ability to obtain certain information. The FBI has served legal processes on 30 companies and is waiting on returns from 18 of those companies, including foreign encrypted apps. So, yeah.
So there might be some crazy ass shit.
Might be some like weird, connection, or maybe this was like a deeper plot than people are giving it.
Probably autistic. I mean, yeah, it could be mental illness. I mean, who the fuck knows?
Could be a fucking spook.
I mean, I don't think it's a spook, but there definitely is a level of mental illness and some other shit at play here. And I think it has to do with the fact that there are a lot of young, lonely kids that do lash out like this and have, like, and there's, I mean, with all the different things that happen in this country, especially with, like, schools, like, this tends to be a very repeative pattern. I think it's just that, like, this time it's something where it's a lot more extreme, and escalative than that because now it's that politician.
Shit. I mean, who knows? Suspect's parents were licensed therapists? No, I did not hear that.
If that was the case, then what the fuck were they picking up on any signs?
Read that. I didn't read too much else about it, though.
I don't know what that's supposed to avail us of, but it's interesting.
Oh, like the the psychiatrist kid, the therapist kid, so they have all these problems.
Maybe, or like their parents would probably know if their kid was like murderous or something, right? You would imagine.
You would think
therapists would be more dialed in on that, but maybe not.
I don't know. But all I knew when this event happened, though, Paul.
Yes, he is.
I'm sure he would. And I'm sure he probably thought this too. Was like, dude, this is the nice, great American conspiracy theory. There's gonna be like a million fucking crazy theories about what happened.
Oh yeah,
there's already a billion conspiracy theories about this shit, and a lot of it's already wild as fuck. Like legit, pretty wild.
This guy is gonna have it. Like people are already getting like suspect because so little information about this guy has come out. Typically, in this day and age, somebody young does something like this. Their social media is being poured through, and this guy had very little of that apparently. So. Yeah, it leaves a lot of room for.
I mean, he's a 20-year-old kid. I don't really think he would have like a hyper super in depth like social media presence outside of like looking at like gaming content or something. Like so. I don't know. For me, I think this just kind of strikes me more as like it just like more or less just like a kid probably didn't use that much social media, perused a lot on YouTube at different forums and would chat there and shit, but. For the most part, just never really had a lot much of a presence. That'd be my guess.
And you know what that means.
I mean, I don't really think like a lot of like every kid, is like super hyper in depth into like social media and shit. Even if they are, they're probably some kids, or some people in general just tend to browse it and don't really comment that much, more so than anything. I mean, I kind of do that. Like I'll like be on social media, but I don't really post or comment much. I'll just like look at shit.
Conspiracy theories.
It's over. It's over, Scotty. Jack broke up the band.
Fucking leaders to kings.
I mean, it's just this again. I don't think it broke up. I think the tour just got canceled because a bunch of venues were all like, no.
Fucking D. You cannot kill the D. I thought you couldn't kill the D.
The D is dead. The D is dead. Oh shit! What the fuck? What? I hit the X. Yeah, the D is dead, Scotty. I don't know what to tell you.
Damn.
Watch Kyle Gass. Okay, so this is the comment, I guess.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. It's yeah. I mean, I've seen it. It's like it's nothing crazy. Oh, there's no sound.
Oh, there's no audio on this.
Damn.
Get in here.
The lack of audio. Boo.
Let me get up in here.
Oh, it's a different angle.
Gas was joking about the assassination attempt on former.
God, dude. And Jack Black, you know, he's got a career as a voice actor, and he's Mr. Nickelodeon, and he's Mr. fucking doing movies with Kevin Hart, and he's Mr. fucking kids guy now, and he doesn't want to be anywhere near this, and so
he's Bowser, dude. So he's like, I'm not gonna. Yeah, if I'm associated with Kyle Gass, I'm not gonna be Bowser. When they say, "Hey, we need to cast Bowser," they're not gonna call Jack Black.
Yeah,
so it's like,
if Jack Black still had a nut in his sack, he would stand behind his brother and say, "Look, dude, Kyle's not a murderous guy. He was trying to be funny. He said something a little wild."
I mean, I think that's what happened. I think this whole idea that they broke up is not, like, I think a misnomer. It doesn't seem like they actually broke up, though. Everything says they canceled the show, but then it break up.
Jack is like, I could disavow my friend Kyle. I don't know. Shocking his name. Just bullshit, fucking corporate speak out of Jack, which is not why people love the D. That's not why people love the D.
No, not at all.
They love the D because the D is.
I don't think that's what happened, though.
Establishment, and this is not a middle finger.
Yeah, let's read a statement, dude, because I think it really just kind of reflects poorly on Jack Black.
Jack Black has canceled all remaining dates on a world tour by his musical comedy group Tenacious D in the wake of a joke his bandmate Kyle Gass made on stage. Oh, Windows security.
Oh shit! CrowdStrike's after
me. Oh, no threats. I'm fucking clean, bro.
Damn.
Boom. Anyway, Tenacious D were on stage in Sydney, Australia on Sunday, July 15th, hours after Thomas Matthew Crooks, a 20-year-old registered Republican, attempted to assassinate Trump, whose ear was bloodied at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. The joke was met with cheers and laughter from the show, but inspired a swift social media backlash and a call from Senator Ralph Babbitt, the parliamentary leader of the United Australia Party.
What?
To be deported?
Deport him from Australia.
Get him out of the Aussie lands, I say. The United Australia Party, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, like by some, like they could just skip to the next cool part of their tour, you know. Babbitt said the group should, quote, be immediately removed from the country after wishing the assassination of Donald Trump.
Oh my God.
What happened? The
well,
incident
number one, they joked they didn't wish for the assassination, and not to mention, can you actually wish for something? Dude, this is like what is it, the Gilbert Gottfried, the too soon bit, basically. That's basically what this reminds me of. It's too soon. It's like, did Kyle Gass making a joke make that happen? If no, then
who gives a shit?
Offended.
And also, I know plenty of people who were making jokes pretty much like literally shortly after it happened, within hours. Like, so, I mean, who gives a shit?
Like pearl clutching nonsense. We saw what he said. He said, "Don't miss Trump next time." That was his birthday wish. Black appears to laugh in the footage from the concert as the crowd cheers and laughs before saying, "How about this guy, Kyle Gass? Happy birthday." Then Black donned a party hat and continued celebrating the birthday. So it doesn't seem like Jack Black was immediately turned off by the statement.
No,
because I don't think he really cares. I think he was like a part of the whole, like, you know, funny joke and spiel anyway. I mean, I don't really think Jack Black cares that much, you know, inside, like deep down.
His PR team and the people that manage him clearly were like, Jack, they can't be. Oh.
Yeah, it was his PR team, dude.
Yeah. Like,
his management team. That I guarantee you, that's who it was.
Kyle. He's a great guy, but all future plans are on hold.
Yeah. Here's what Jack said in response. I was blindsided by what was said on the show Sunday, he wrote. I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form. The post went on to say, after much reflection, I no longer feel that it's appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour. And all future creative plans are on hold. I'm grateful to the fans for their support and understanding. By that point, the growing...
Which just sounds like they're on hiatus. It doesn't sound like they actually broke up. It just says things are on hold, which means that doesn't mean they've, like, ended.
Owning of a Tuesday gig in Newcastle, New South Wales. What has Kyle said? Kyle also shared a post on Instagram. The line I improvised on stage Sunday night in Sydney was highly inappropriate, dangerous, and a terrible mistake. He wrote, I don't condone violence of any kind in any form against anyone. What happened was a tragedy, and I'm incredibly sorry For my severe lack of judgment. I profoundly apologize to those I've let down, and I truly regret any pain that I've caused.
This just sounds like some PR team speak shit, honestly.
So yeah. Anyway.
I mean, if you make a joke, is it this? See, like this is where it gets weird for me. It's like if you make a joke, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, look, I'm not saying people have to like the joke. They can be offended. They can be angry that you made the fucking joke. But unless you show me the correlation between making a joke about something that already happened and it happening, then I don't fucking care. Because it's not like that.
Especially for something like this, like I don't think there just literally isn't any correlation. Like people, made these jokes after it happened. You can't like magically say that these jokes were being made prior to that, and then it led to the exact same thing happening, and it just doesn't make sense. It's like you would have to like literally break time and space itself to make it work.
Went on because Kyle Gass made that statement. If that was proven to me, then I'd be like, you know what, I condemn him for it. But he made a fucking joke, everyone there laughed, it wasn't a big fucking deal, and then suddenly some fucking armchair people got a hold of it, I guess. I don't know who the fuck actually gives a fuck about this story. And it's like super offended, and now fucking Tenacious D is dead.
I could see some shitty old band, like breaking up over this, like Striper cancels their tour because the lead singer said some shit on stage. But like D? Tenacious D, whose whole thing is sticking their middle finger and their dick up at the establishment, right? Like, this is not how to do that. Like, Kyle Gass could have said, like, look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anybody, but it was a joke. Time to get the fuck over it. And go on and do their fucking things. And look, if they get kicked out of a couple of venues, it's just more publicity for the D. D's now.
I mean, I kind of feel like that's maybe what happened, but they just want to brush that part under the rug and just kind of make it like a PR, stunt to make them, like the major like face of it. It's like, well, it's your fault, so say something. Apologize.
For Newcastle, New South Wales, I guess. All right, moving on to the next place.
Yeah, next show.
But no, Jack Black. Well, that's why this happened, because it had nothing to do with Kyle. This is Jack Black worried that they're not going to call him to be Bowser again.
Yep.
This is Jack Black worried that they're not that fucking Disney's not going to pick up the phone, that Pixar's not going to pick up the phone, that all the development deals.
I mean, I'm sure that does maybe play a role, but I don't know.
In the pipeline are going to get canceled if he stands by his friend. Well, you know what? That's what it costs sometimes to stand by your friend. Sometimes you got to take a public hit and even a financial hit to stand by your family and your friends. And that's what
he would have been fucking fine, dude. This is just this reeks of PR damage control. Just like, oh my god, you have to completely distance yourself.
Because it honestly really just seems like that.
You know what? I can't believe you said that. He's totally fucking wrong. He's despicable. All future plans on hold. Look, lose my number, Kyle. Lose my number. It's like, okay, man. You're gonna make it. You're already a multi-millionaire, man. You're already overpaid. They're still gonna cast you as Bowser in Super Mario Brothers 2. Trust me.
Yeah, they're probably still gonna pick up the phone, but even if they don't, you're a multi-millionaire. You'll never have to do a thing ever again. Just chill the fuck out, bro.
Yeah, I mean, though I feel like a lot of that's just mostly due to the PR team probably, freaking out on him and thus freaking him out, like gaslighting him about it probably. That'd just be my guess.
Fuckface. Here's another folk artist that you may recognize, Scotty, in the news recently.
Oh.
Another folky in the news.
Was there?
Good old John Hinckley Jr.
Oh shit, John Hinckley, bro.
The man who tried to assassinate...
Wait, is he, like, out and about now? Is he able to do, like, little, like, lawn shows or something?
Ronald Reagan says violence is not the way to go.
Oh,
there you go.
Well, there you go.
Well, you know what?
Rehabilitated Hinckley, dude.
I guess he would know, right?
he would. He would know about that.
Assassinate Ronald Reagan in 1981 has waded into the discourse around the recent attempted assassination of Donald Trump in a social media post, seemingly disavowing his own past actions. Violence is not the way to go. Give peace a chance, Hinckley wrote on X on Wednesday, sentiments that drew a welter of bemused and often ironic responses.
I bet.
The post followed an attempt on the life of Trump. Oh, we know. Yeah, we know he was wounded. Hinckley was unconditionally released by a judge in 2022 after 41 years of living in custody or under supervision for trying to kill Reagan. Did not immediately expand on his post. He has previously expressed remorse for the assassination attempt outside the Washington Hilton Hotel on March 31st, 1981. Damn. One day before my birthday. I didn't know that. It would have been my first birthday coming up.
Oh, shit.
Which left the then president seriously wounded and resulted in injuries to the White House press secretary, James Brady, and left him permanently paralyzed.
Damn.
A police officer and Secret Service officer also got bullet wounds in the attack. Since his release, Hinckley has tried to forge a new life as a folk musician and a painter. In March, he told the Connecticut radio
paints
station,
too?
I stand for peace now. So, there you go. Former assassin even stepping up to denounce violent political rhetoric, Scotty.
Damn, bro.
But that monster Kyle Gass had to be out there fucking calling for blood.
The audacity. And this man right here has, changed his ways. And now speaks for peace. And it vows to fight for that. And it's just like... And he can't even, be on his level. It's like, come on. How hard is it to be on the level of John Hinckley, dude?
I mean, it was his birthday wish, dude. Oh, we didn't think about that, Paul.
What was that?
It was his birthday wish, man. It's like it's like make a wish. And his wish was for Trump to be dead. So you know what? Maybe he deserves it.
I guess that's true.
I mean, because your birthday wish is a little bit different than just saying it. I didn't think about that. That is. I bet you that played into it. It's like, you made a wish. You made a wish. And everyone knows birthday wishes come true. We're done.
That would be funny. It's like, see, it's a declaration.
Yeah,
it was a wish.
That happened. Take a look at our goals, Scotty. Let's give them a little fucking look at where we're at in the goals. I know we've made our first two for sure.
Did I already do that? Oh my goodness. That was a good hit. Shit. I never really think about getting coffee yet, but definitely going to get one once I get up to work. Have the cop sounds about nosh, I'll tell you what. We'll see what this story is. What's this all about? It's a joke. Oh no.
Let's take a look at what's going on in Biden world. Making a Hail Mary pass, Scotty, to get voters to back him. Now he's saying, we're going to cap rent.
Cap the rent prices, I tell you, Jack.
He's in his own end zone. He's in the shotgun.
He's dropping back into the pocket.
Might be able to knock out a few flies up there.
The defense is an all-out blitz. The blitz. There's one second the time has expired. Biden throws it up. It's in the air. Oh, we'll catch it. I don't know. Will the guy catch it? I don't know. Will he run the extra 50 yards too?
We will see.
Maybe he will.
President Joe Biden has announced a new plan to halt rent increases in the U.S. as Americans battle soaring housing prices. Mr. Biden's proposal, which requires congressional approval, would cut off tax credits for landlords who try to raise rent by more than 5%. The policy would apply to landlords who own more than 50 units, comprising about 20 million rental units across the country. So these small landlords can still...
I mean, I'd say at least this is a good start.
Fucking jack your rent up through the roof, and they will.
Yeah.
This is not going to solve your problems.
I mean, yeah, this isn't exactly like a major solve. Like a lot of these, Zillow/Airbnb places still could be jacked up.
But hey, maybe you're one of these.
All will happen is suddenly
maybe you might live in an apartment and actually might not be as fucked.
Will suddenly form a bunch of LLCs that hold 50 or fewer properties.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Mr. Biden said he hoped this plan would send a clear message to corporate landlords.
Let me just tell you, Jack.
And buying a home is out of reach for too many working families. And young Americans, after decades of failure to build enough homes, the president said in a statement, I'm determined to turn that around.
What about a national house to plan to build more housing? How about that?
Yeah, maybe like an infrastructure plan that is building housing units, that are needed in multiple different places in this country, and like at least like a different, infrastructure housing project for every state. And like that, that would be nice. That'd actually be like a good idea.
Multi-billion-dollar investment in federal dollars to go to these states that need more housing and build it. Oh,
yeah. Oh my God, that's almost like it would solve the problem.
Or we could just cap rent increases. We could cap rent increases on corporate landlords that own 50 or more units to 5% a year, Scotty. That'll really show them.
Oh my goodness, that'll solve the problem.
That'll show them. Proposal does include an exemption for new construction and buildings undergoing substantive reno. Oh, so you can be exempt from this and you can raise rates as long as you do a little renovation.
Yeah, every 5 years, these big.
Make a little renovations and stuff, and you can be
Time
exempt.
to pull up
Wow.
the carpet, put some new cheap carpet down. There we go. Now we can jack the rent up $700. As the U.S. faces a low housing.
Man, this whole rent cap thing really just sounds like a little just lip service, dude.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, this is such a limp dick plan. Encouraging new rental property construction to increase the number of apartments and homes available whenever. You know how else you could do that? Like we said earlier, build them. Build them. Oh my God!
Build homes, thus people have homes. Shocker.
This was before he announced he had COVID. His proposal faced an uphill battle for approval in Congress, with administration officials reportedly acknowledging the president would have to focus on fighting for the housing plan during the second term. So this is not something he's going to make any progress on. So this is another campaign promise, basically.
Yeah, because there ain't no way he's going to be doing anything with that, up until the election day.
So Biden is president, not a king. He can't do anything. Yeah, that being the point. So I mean, yeah, you're right. He can't actually do. But here's the thing: that's detrimental. So even his watered down, weak Swiss cheese plan with a million exceptions and loopholes, even if that weak ass plan were to become a thing, it had to be passed by Congress. And guess what? I'm sure the Republican, the fucking House is going to go, yeah, we're going to pass that bill right away.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Us, the Republican Party, and us within the Democratic Party, would definitely pass that. 100%. Hey. Watch on seal conspiracy. Oh, my God. Not this again. Dude, unless you actually give me, like, something that's, like, based off of, like, actual, like, some science organization, some shit about that, I don't care, because, dude, there's no aliens on the moon, bro. Like, bruh. Come on. Super censorship, tell the truth. Well, dude, the idea that there's aliens on the moon is ridiculous. Come on. Like, don't be silly, dude. Like, some random, like, quack conspiracy mockumentary kind of thing ain't, where, like, the truth is secretly being hidden around in.
And they're going to get 60 votes in the Senate, too, right, for this weak-ass plan.
Yeah,
here's
some numbers on how bad it is, just in case you don't know, which 99% of the people watching us do know this, because they've watched it happen to their wallet over the last 2, 3, 4 years. Rent prices have risen 21% since January 2021. Home prices are on the rise too. In early 2024, home prices hit an all-time record, rising 6.4% from February 23 to 24, according to a new report from the Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies. Mr. Biden's plan to lower housing costs comes as recent polls show he is trailing his rival. Not if you listen to some fucking blue MAGA retards, though. They'll tell you, like, oh, dude, but Trump didn't even get a bump on the assassination. It's like it takes 2 weeks for that to show up in fucking national polls, you retard. Like, wait.
Well, I have a 538 thing we can show people later.
I mean, we can take a look at it. I just know that, like, looking the day after or 3 days after a giant event like this isn't going to show the twist.
No, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, that comes down a little later,
pull
usually.
Up a 538, we'll take a look. I mean, that's basically it, right? Biden is trying to fucking give us a campaign promise, and the campaign promise is watered down gruel, so they can't raise your rent more than 5% a year
if they don't do renovations.
It's just fucking retarded.
They're gonna be,
which is ridiculous, and even then, it doesn't include people that have like less than 500 housing units. So it's like, I mean, where the hell does that even come from? It's just like, I mean, where are you going to get, like. I mean, where's that going to actually do, for benefiting, the average person when it comes to that? Because a lot of people will, like, rent from, like, little Airbnbs and, apartments that are, probably less than 50 housing units and shit, when it comes to, like, who owns them. So, I mean, this isn't, like, super, like, useful, especially, like, when it comes to a lot of these, like, major real estate companies that could just, like, massively renovate a lot of these different places and be exempt from it anyway. I mean, it just doesn't seem like it does anything. It's just literally like Swiss cheese, and like the holes are like this big, all over the place on a tiny little square like this. It's like there's like more air than cheese.
A few fucking people that qualify.
Yeah.
if that actually even became a law, which, let's be honest, it's not going to become a law. So they use polling, economic, and demographic data to explore likely election outcomes.
Now, Nate Silver has separated himself from this now, right? This is no longer Nate Silver doing this. This is like another company.
Don't know. I don't. Maybe. I'm not really
That's
sure
my
about
understanding anyway.
Okay.
Well, I kind of wish Nate Silver did because it was all right with it.
He kind of like sold this company and he does his own analysis now or whatever.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, I mean, if you've heard that, that's more than I've heard. So right now, since Trump wins 51 times out of 100, Biden 48 out of 100, and there's less than 1 in 100 chance of no electoral college winner.
Shit, dude.
So slide edge to Trump here. This is actually the craziest scenario. This is almost like you want to live in an interesting timeline. It's this one.
Yeah. The no winning, dude. The 4 out of 1,000, bro.
4-1 happens. So polling, as you can see, so this is the most recent, July 16th to 18th. Biden 47.
I guess he hasn't separated from 538. My bad. I don't want to give people misinformation. I just heard that he doesn't. He's not like the front face of it anymore. Like it's more.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's got his own thing called the Silver Bulletin that he runs that has its own polling examination that we'll look at. But yeah.
Oh sure, yeah. So everything I'm seeing here, I mean, okay. Trump +5.
We shall watch my favorite alien docs. I'm not going to take him seriously. I'm just going to... Do you know I'm not going to take it seriously?
5, SoCal Research, Trump +6. RMG Research. So all this polling, obviously, is not great for Biden.
No. Especially considering, like, in order to win the fucking electoral college, Democrats usually need to be leading by, like, 2 or 3 going in.
So this is where it's looking... So this is the prediction right now.
I like how they have Kennedy here at the very, very, wee bottom, dude.
272, Biden get 266. Popular. I mean, I think it's almost assured that Biden's probably going to win the popular vote.
I mean, that's typically the way it goes, right?
Win probability. I mean, they've just traded. I mean, like, so in April, though, it was like, Trump ain't got a chance.
Yeah.
Now, then let's go to the debate. That's right around here, and it's like they're pretty much neck and neck. And it's like, oh shit! After the debate happened, it's like,
oh damn.
It's kind of close. So I mean, like they're just probably like the fucking red dragon and the fucking blue dragon circling each other. Is how it kind of feels. So, but a slight edge to Trump, like you said, we haven't even factored in the RNC. Then if you look by state, okay, so Wisconsin.
These are like the Wisconsin's a big swing state.
Biden is favored to win Wisconsin right now.
Yeah, Trump wants Wisconsin in the worst way. That's why the RNC was held there.
And then you have Michigan. All right, so
having the RNC there definitely would make sense if you want to try to like swing over a swing state in your favor. I mean, I love how there's like all this solid blue, dude. You got the solid blue West Coast, Best Coast. Nevada's kind of a swing. Utah, Idaho, kind of just being lame. Colorado, that looks relatively solid, surprisingly. I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. Montana's partially red, but it kind of tends to be purplish occasionally, but I'm sure that's probably going to be red. And of course, just all up here is mostly, is kind of like the northeastern blue wall, but as in Mexico, it's kind of been obscured.
Michigan favors Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Wisconsin. Trump. Oh, that's okay. So that's a little bit of a change.
Yeah, Trump's been leading Biden in Pennsylvania for about 5 days or something that I've seen.
That's a big. I mean, if he can flip that, that's a big.
That's literally Joe Biden's home state, not his senatorial seat state, but his home.
It looks like it's blue, so looks solid. And then Arizona's kind of softly red. Texas, it's Texas.
Right, so pretty fucked.
And
Virginia.
So South Georgia Carolina is favoring Trump this cycle, it looks like.
It looks like it's favoring him big.
Oh.
+5, +3, +7, +6. Okay, so I mean the polling is not good for that.
Trump +18. Oof.
Jesus.
Okay, how about that one? Arizona, that's another state in play. Let's see.
A swinger. And so is Nevada.
All right, so they predict that Trump will win Arizona.
Trump's winning. Well, yeah, for now he's winning Arizona.
All right, Nevada. Let's see. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know.
Slight
I mean, it
toss
looks
up to
like there
Trump,
is still
but
a path for Biden to win, but it really looks like. I mean, is it going to come down to fucking Pennsylvania again?
I think it will, dude. I think Pennsylvania is going to be like the fucking state.
Pennsylvania, the fucking.
I think it is. I think it's going to come down to Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada. I think these
And then these two here,
play, and look, if Trump can pick
Wisconsin,
up 2
Michigan,
or 3 of those, he wins. That's just the way it works right now.
Yeah, like honestly, especially Pennsylvania. But if you were to grab 1 or 2 of these states, especially Michigan,
So yeah, your answer is yes. I just think it's crazy. Like, look at Florida. Florida used to be deep fucking swing, heavy Trump now. Ohio used to be deep fucking swing, heavy Republican.
Yeah,
now.
I mean all.
yeah, everything in Florida is just red as fuck.
So it's just like all these like areas where Democrats used to be able to go like, well, we can pick this up, we can pick that up. Maybe we can pick kind of increasingly unlikely in Florida. We can pick up a win in Ohio. We can get that going. All that's done for the Democrats. Like, their paths to victory have done nothing but shrink, while Republican paths to victory have opened up. All these states that are typically like gonna go.
I mean, and I knew there was already kind of like murmur about like even like states like New Jersey and New York potentially at least insert being a little bit more purplish leaning while still going to Biden at this point because of like the performance of shit, and it's just over Biden specifically. I'm sure if like it was Harris, this actually might be different. It might honestly look a little better for Democrats at that point, arguably. But I mean, as it at least stands for now, unless Biden does drop out and step aside, which that actually might be a possibility, then this pretty much is what it's going to look like potentially. This is kind of like an idea of what electorally it might look. While some of these states like Arizona, these like probably like these 4 right here, I mean, they're going to be some major swingers. So those ones are probably the ones I definitely would look at, especially when it comes to this shit. Especially Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Because, like, if at least Biden can keep Pennsylvania and maybe squeak Arizona or something, he might be alright. Maybe. I fucking hate these. Alright, I'm getting some bigs on my lunch break or some shit. Just drive me nuts. Idiot. Let's get myself ready. Get off to work and all that shit. Ugh. Then get a coffee when I'm up there. Oof. Oh, Dios mío. Oh, Dios mío. Man, if only the timeline will just chill the fuck out for once. If only. But anyway, at least off to work. So next time I'm popping in, we'll have a little fun with karaoke and all that fun stuff. So that'll be a shout for now.